evening. This page here, been wanting to show someone. See that? That's supposed to be an elephant. Least that's what it says. Right there in the corner. Latin. Very fancy. But look at it. It's a pig. Got a pig face. Snout and all. Yeah, the nose is long. Hangs down like, I don't know, like a deflated trumpet. But those eyes, pig eyes, those little ears stuck to the side, dead giveaway. And get this, there's a whole tower on its back. Like someone just plonked a watchtower on there. Got windows. Got a flag. 3 guys in armor sitting inside. Spears sticking straight up. Must be uncomfortable as hell. The legs are wrong too. They don't bend. Just 4 straight columns. Like someone hammered tree trunks into the ground. Feet like stumps. Guy who drew this wrote a note. Legs firm as fortress walls. Real proud of that observation. Thing is, the monk who made this never saw an elephant. Probably never left the abbey. Maybe went to the village once. That's it. But some crusader passed through. Must have been 1,260 something. Sat by the fire. Told stories. Beasts big as barns, he said. Noses like snakes. Carry whole armies on their backs. So the monk did his best. Started with a pig. Only big animal he knew. Stretched it out. Stuck a tower on top because, well, the crusader mentioned soldiers. Made it gray. Stone gray. Because tough as stone is what he heard. Spent weeks on it probably. Ground his own ink. Soot and vinegar and rust. Put gold on the first letter. Bound it right here in this book. Same shelf as the Gospels. Nobody questioned it. Why would they? None of them had seen one either. truth wasn't really to the point. The point was having it written down, having it look official. Heavy paper, good binding. That made it true enough. And honestly, in this light, after a long day, eyes tired, you could believe it. You really could. You still awake? Good. Let's keep going. Come on down. Watch the steps. They're older than most countries. This is where I work. Been down here 50 years now. Something like that. Lost count around year 30. The university keeps the good books upstairs. The pretty ones. Tourists can look at those. Down here, this is where we keep the weird stuff. The mistakes. The books nobody wanted to throw away, but nobody wanted to read either. Smell that? That's 600 years of sheepskin. Little bit of mold. Little bit of lamp oil. Iron gull ink, if you know what you're sniffing for. Gets in your clothes. Your hair. I stopped noticing around 1997. The stone down here sweats. Always damp. Winter, summer, doesn't matter. Water comes through the walls, seeps down from the foundation, makes everything soft. Pages stick together. Have to peel them apart, real gentle. Only light I got is this lamp. And these 2 candles. University won't pay for electric down here. Say it's a fire hazard. Like 600-year-old paper isn't already a hazard. But I don't mind. Candles are better anyway. You see things different. Shadows move. Gold leaf catches the light. Makes the drawings look, I don't know, alive almost. Here. Sit. That chair is older than the books, but it holds. Used to be in the monk's scriptorium upstairs. Back when this was still an abbey. 1400 something. Oak. Good wood. Now, this book here, it's called, well, the Latin's long, translates to something like Compendium of Beasts from the Eastern Lands, written by a monk named Albertus. No last name, just Albertus. Died in 1289. Plague, probably. The binding's falling apart. See? The spine's cracked. Someone tried to fix it in the 1600s. Did a bad job. Used the wrong glue. Made it worse. I'm going to open it now. Real slow. Hear that? That crackling? That's the parchment. It's so dry it sounds like dead leaves. Have to be careful. One wrong move and the whole page turns to dust. There. Page 47. The elephant, or what Albertus thought was an elephant. The ink's faded some. Used to be darker, black as sin. Now it's more brown, rust-colored in some spots. That's the iron in the ink, oxidizing, eating through the parchment real slow. Give it another 200 years and there won't be anything left but holes. You comfortable? Good. Because this is going to take a while. I read slow these days. Eyes aren't what they used to be. And Albertus, he wrote small, real small. Wanted to fit as much as he could on each page. Parchment was expensive. Let me just adjust this candle. There. Now we can see the beast proper. Ready? All right. Here's what happened. Spring of 1272. A knight came through. Sir Godwin of something or other. The records just say Godwin. He'd been in the Holy Land. Fought in Acre, saw things. He stayed at the Abbey maybe 3 days. Paid for his room with stories. That's how it worked back then. You didn't have money, you paid in news. Entertainment. Something to break up the routine. Albertus was young then. 22 maybe. Junior scribe. His job was copying psalms mostly. Same lines over and over. Numbing work. But he listened when Godwin talked. Listened real careful. Godwin told him about elephants. Said he saw them outside Damascus. 20 of them, maybe 30. Big as barns, he said. Skin like stone walls. Gray. Hard. Arrows bounced right off, he said. Saw it myself. He said they had noses. Long noses. Like a serpent, he said, but thicker. He made a gesture, swept his arm down from his face. Hangs all the way to the ground. Can pick up a man with it. Throw him 30 feet. The other monks were skeptical. Prior Benedict asked how that was possible. How's a nose that strong? Godwin shrugged. Saw it, he said. Don't know how, but I saw it. Then he talked about the towers. Said the Saracens put wooden towers on their backs. Actual towers. Fit 8 men inside, he said. 10 if they squeeze. Archers mostly. Rain arrows down while the beast charges. He described the sound they made. Like a trumpet, he said. But deeper. Shakes your chest when you hear it. Heard it from a mile off. Knew they were coming. Albertus wrote all this down. Not in the bestiary yet. Just on scraps. Wax tablets. Margins of other books. He was collecting it. Assembling it. Problem was, he had no idea what any of it meant. See, Albertus had never left the valley. Born in the village down the hill, came to the abbey at age 7. was it. His whole world was maybe 5 miles across, 10 if you count the forest. Biggest animal he'd ever seen was a cow. Maybe a horse. One time a bear came through, killed some chickens. That was exciting. So when Godwin said big as a barn, Albertus thought, okay, barn-sized. He could picture that. When Godwin said nose like a serpent, Albertus thought of the snake in Eden, the one in the illuminated Genesis upstairs. Long, scaled, maybe green. When Godwin said skin like stone, Albertus touched the wall. Cold, hard, gray. Okay, he could work with that. Took him 3 years to actually draw it. 3 years of thinking about it, sketching in margins, trying different versions. He had to get it right. This was going in the bestiary, the official record. Permanent. So here's what he drew. Started with a pig. That was his base. Pigs were big. Pigs were tough. Made sense. Stretched the body out. Made it longer, thicker. Gave it that stone-colored skin. Gray. Textured. He drew little lines all over it to show the hardness, the castle wall quality. The nose, that took forever. He drew it coming out of the face. Long, curved, like a shepherd's horn, but meatier. Hanging down, almost touching the ground. He put a little curl at the end, made it look important somehow. The legs, 4 pillars, no joints, because Godwin said they were firm as fortress foundation. So Albertus made them straight, solid, unmovable. And then the tower. He drew it right on top. Wooden tower. Little windows. 3 soldiers inside with spears. A red flag on top. snapping in a wind that only existed on the page. Underneath he wrote, Elephas, beast of the east, skin impervious to blade, strength of 10 oxen, nose capable of great violence. He was proud of it, really proud. Showed it to the prior. Prior said it looked authentic, very convincing. Good work, Albertus. And that was that. The pig elephant went into the bestiary, got copied. Other monasteries requested copies, sent their own scribes to trace it. By 1290, there were maybe a dozen books with Albertus's elephant in them, all identical, all wrong. Nobody knew any better. Nobody checked. Why would they? The book said it. The book was law. You still with me? Good. Because now comes the boring part. Now, the technical part. Albertus didn't just draw the elephant. He cataloged it. Proper scientific method. Medieval style. Every beast in the bestiary had a medical section. How to use its parts. What cures what. Dosages. Measurements. Let me read you what he wrote. Word for word. Elephas bone, when ground to powder, weight of 3 scruples, mixed with honey, 1 ounce, cures falling sickness. 3 scruples. That's 20 grains per scruple. So 60 grains total. About 4 grams. If you're keeping track. Tusk. Shaved fine. Weight of 2 drachms. Dissolved in wine. Red wine preferred. 8 fluid ounces. Relieves quartan fever. 2 drachms. That's 1/8 of an ounce. About 3.5 grams. mixed into 8 ounces of wine. You'd barely taste it. Hide. When burned to ash. 1 handful, approximately 2 ounces, steeped in water. 1 quart, boiled down to 1 pint, applied as poultice, draws out poison from snake bite. One handful. He actually measured in handfuls. Didn't specify whose hand. Monk's hand, presumably. Average sized. 2 ounces of ash. Boiled down. 1 quart to 1 pint. Half the volume gone. Concentrated. Blood, if obtainable, though rare, 1 dram is less than #2. 0 hash is greater than mixed with vinegar. 4 drams, and oil of roses, 2 drams, rubbed upon temples, eases headache of melancholic humor. 1 dram of blood. That's about 3.5 milliliters. Not much. 4 drams of vinegar. 2 of rose oil. 7 drams total. You'd rub that on your head. Smell like a salad. Foot bone, calcined, ground 13 times. Yes, 13. No more, no less. Weight of 1 scruple. Taken in goat's milk. Warm. 6 ounces. Strengthens weak limbs. 13 times. He was very specific about that. Had to grind it 13 times. Not 12. Not 14. 13. Magic number, probably. Or he just liked the sound of it. Ear leather. Dried. Cut into strips. Each strip 1 inch by 3 inches. Soaked in ale. Overnight. 1 pint of ale per strip. Drunk upon waking. Prevents ague. 1 inch by 3 inches. Very precise. Had to measure. Get it exact. 1 pint of ale per strip. That's 12 ounces. Lot of ale. You'd be drunk before you were cured. Tail hair, 7 strands. Always 7. Burned. Smoke inhaled deeply. Twice. Clears the lungs of phlegm. 7 strands. Always 7. He repeated that, like you might forget. Burned. Breathe the smoke. Twice. Just twice. Not 3 times. These measurements went on for pages. Pages and pages. Different parts. Different weights. Different mixtures. None of it real. None of it tested. Just written down, like writing it made it true. Almost done. One more chapter. That's it. That's the whole entry. Albertus died in 1289. 17 years after he drew this. Plague got him. Got half the abbey, actually. Bad year. He never knew he was wrong. Never saw a real elephant. Died thinking his pig tower beast was accurate. Died proud of his work. And you know what? Maybe that's fine. The book got used. Doctors referenced it. Apothecaries mixed those remedies. Ground up whatever they could find. Cowbone, probably. Horsehair. Called it elephant. Charged extra. Did it work? Who knows? Probably not. But people believed it worked. Belief counts for something. The drawings got copied. Spread. By 1400, every major monastery had a version of Albertus's elephant. Some colored it brown. Some added more towers. One guy gave it wings. Don't know why, just did. Wasn't until 1,500 something that someone saw a real one. Portuguese sailor came back with sketches, actual sketches from life. People didn't believe him at first. That's not what elephants look like, they said. Pointed to their bestiaries. See? Towers. Straight legs. Says so right here. Took another 100 years for the truth to stick. And even then, some of the old books stayed in circulation. This one's from 1680, still showing Albertus's version. 300 years out of date, still getting copied. I'm going to close it now. Watch. Got to do it slow. The spine's fragile. If I rush it, the whole thing could come apart. There. Closed. You can still see the impression on the page, where it's been open. Left a little dent in the parchment from the weight of its own pages. Been sitting like that for decades, probably. I'll put it back now. Third shelf, between the herbal and the star charts, right where it's been sitting since 1893, when the university bought this collection. Let me get this candle. This one's almost out anyway. See? Just a stub. Been burning for 3 hours maybe. Other one can stay lit. For the next person, if there is a next person. Don't get many visitors down here. You should probably head up. It's late. Later than you think. The bells rang for matins about an hour ago. That's 3 in the morning. In case you lost track. I'll walk you to the stairs. Watch your step. The floor is uneven. Stones shifted over the years. Easy to trip. Here's the thing about these books, about all of this. The mistakes, the made-up remedies, the pig elephants. They're not lies exactly. They're just the best people could do with what they had, with what they knew. Albertus tried. He really did. Listened carefully. Thought hard. Drew what made sense to him. And for 300 years, that was enough. Truth doesn't matter as much as we think it does. What matters is trying, putting something down, even if it's wrong, especially if it's wrong. Because someday, someone will correct it, make it better, and then someone will correct that. That's how it works. All right. Up you go. I'll be down here. If you need anything, same place I always am.